Well, greetings. All right, on location for a little bit. I'm gonna traveling around a little bit just for a day. So, so we're back to the Middle East again. See how far we get with this. So far so good. Tested everything. Tested what it needed to be tested. So, uh, Luxor came in, and the Valley of the Kings. So little by little, we're doing. Also have some Israel stuff here too. So this is by the Middle East overall. It's not about Israel. No, it's not about talking about Israel indirectly as I was last time because that went really well. But and I'm going to go into that again. So we're just going to kind of feel it out. I probably will do because they had the temple mount. Can't always remember everything I'm talking about, but either way, there's a lot of stuff happening in astral that shit. it's yeah, it's heavy. So I'm not aware of everything that's going on, but either way, it's heavy. That's all I got for you. Another thing is about the Zetas. I don't know how many I did channeling with them today, and I'm getting kind of a little bit indication of them here and there. I'm not sure. I should call this Zeta um, up video. Well, maybe I'll do a separate one on the Zetas. That way it'd be easy to find. We'll see. Um, yeah. Well, what I got from them is they're very much involved with the evolution of the human form before anybody else really got to it. We archons and other beings, but to an extent. But I feel the Zetas played a big role in our evolution. Like put together our skeleton. Allowed the chakra energies to come in. Of course, other beings have toyed with it. What I see with the Zetas, obviously they created their own form. Other beings worked on them, and they worked on themselves. No, they're weird looking things, right? They're weird, and they created monster beings. They're just creating. They're not trying to really galaxy. Some of them might be, but if they're doing that, they're just trying to get more knowledge either way. But I believe that they're very much involved with our evolution. Now, the Lyrans and the Palladians made us a little bit more attractive looking over time. Not that the Zetas had 100% our creation, but they played a backbone, a big process of it. They're very much involved, let's put it that way, in our early beginnings. So Neanderthals, I believe the Neanderthal is pretty much close to which that can look kind of monster-like in some ways compared to what we are. So their psychic ability was very heightened, and they're just very intelligent beings that looked bizarre to our standards. So I believe that's similar to what they created. Now they're like engineers. Yeah, they're just bizarre looking. I don't know if I talked about this before, but this is why the Zetas can travel through time pretty easily. Because they're so bizarre. They're not emotionally active. They're not emotionally attached to anybody. So they can travel through time and look at everything from a intellectual point of view or a science point of view. So they don't get lost. They might take information or something like that or whatever it might be, but they're less likely to, I guess it all depends on how you look at it. You're less likely to fall in love with somebody, let's put it that way. So they're less likely to interfere. So they have their ups and downs, they have their problems, but who doesn't? So especially a lot of them want to be like us, so they get aggravation, emotions, and they're freaking crazy like we are. So there's so many different versions of them. Either way, I'm putting that aspect. I'm putting that out there. And I'll probably do another video of it, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to add to it. But at least we'll have a catalog, so that way you can find it quicker because it's kind of mashed into this section. So, let's see what we got. Okay, we'll go through this first. Maybe. Okay, there was a new artist, livetalk.com, my private sessions. If it works. Scheduler, Warhead channel, we have Google Hangouts and channel by phone and Skype and everything else. Zoom. It's done privately and also questions around. Over 10 days for delivery. I don't remember what day I'm on. And the same situation here. Our channels here is a do recommend social network. And awesomeness. Next one should be on its way soon. Okay. All right. So Luxor. Let's see. Let's start with Tel Aviv. So this is in Israel. This is the landscape. So this is what I was trying to talk about last time. So even their buildings are very Archon-like. No, that's not a good example. Even this one, very Archon, bizarre. I don't know if that's made or concept, but either way, that's Archon. So, and it's actually a pretty positive place to live in, which is interesting. I mean, look at this, Archon. So it's channeling energies, Archon energies for the positive or whatever it might be. But I have to admit, Tel Aviv is it has definitely Illuminati energies there. But it's interesting how it's positive. Now, Archon energies are pulling in is another story. But you can kind of tell with their bizarre architecture. I mean, look at that. I didn't see that last time. It's just an odd place. I think that's yeah, that's there. Yeah. And they might call it, if that's their city square, if that's in the center of their city, that makes even more sense. Jeez. So yeah, portal. Gotta love it. So whatever they're pulling in, it's doing, they're getting positive out of it. They're sending energies to the earth, the buildings, and they're all kind of strange designs and all that. It has like it's like musical instrument, music notes. Everything has like a rhythm to it. And when you're just not a regular building, I mean, all buildings are portals in the long run. But when they're all zigzag, I mean, look at this. I mean, I know it's artistic, but there's something else going on there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Empire State Building that's on Tel Aviv, but it has a portal itself, but so is this, and it just has a different energy around it. So it's not just your plain boring buildings. They have a different agenda going. I mean, jeez. So it's an Archon city, let's put it that way. And it's very positive there too. It's very interesting. It just has the towns there. I mean, look it up. I mean, it's safe, I think, for the most part. It's just like I don't know if it's cozy, but it's a beach town. Jeez. just gets better and better. I don't know if that's there or not, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably somewhere else. It might be there. Who knows? Jeez. How does that work exactly? If that's even real. So, yeah, I don't think anybody's living in that one. So, all right. And that's Archon too, but either way. All right, this is Luxor. So why am I not surprised that they're yeah, this is kind of like the Valley of the Kings. The Valley of the Kings is here. But I want to say that Luxor is the real Valley of the Kings. Definitely not necessarily. I mean, there's Illuminati energies here and there, but it's scattered about. Yeah, it's programming society. So let's see here. Where can we dive into? Yeah, I'm kind of going about this blind, what they want me to look at. Or I just have to bring in somebody too. Obviously, there's a lot of hidden agendas here. It's also, they're building the future too. They have an idea. It's kind of like Egyptian time travelers. Many of them technically saw the future, even if it's we have futurists now and even futurists during that time. So there's just been a lot hidden. And I believe a lot of statues were intended to be full of cats, like that one, and then humanized over time. So I can even see these as cats, at least at one time. Maybe not those in particular, but the feline energies are as more prominent back then. And this is where Luxor is not as powerful as Egypt, but there's a lot of elitist energies there for sure. Yeah, there's a tomb underground somewhere. Yeah, with Egypt. So this is like I think there's more secrets here than there is in Egypt that have not. Well, there's more secrets there that have not been found. Let's put it that way, for various reasons. All right, Valley of the Kings. Let's see here. Valley of the Kings. I look it up. I'm not sure where exactly it's at. I'm supposed to go about this blindly, so it's probably just as well. It's a portal area. Let's see here. Yeah, it's the mountain behind it has more energy. There's more behind. There's more. It's covered up. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it's definitely a portal area for extraterrestrials to visit, basically, or at least with touchdown to land, whatever it might be. That's your Illuminati energies, definitely, to set the agenda. There's also a lot of Roman energies here, too. Basically, I think in history, the whole idea was Rome took over Egypt, and that might be so, but Egypt infiltrated Rome and took over their mindset, kind of combined them. So, the pharaohs are in Rome; they're everywhere. The pharaohs are definitely in your modern Catholic religion, no doubt about it. In secret, yeah. So, Egyptian time travelers is also another thing to think about. Let's put it that way. Now, what that means is a whole nother story, but I believe a lot of Egyptians that were building these temples or something, they had I don't want to say a clear view of the future, but they had more of an understanding of, I don't know, they just had an understanding of it somehow. Not that we're going to be driving around in cars and listening to iPods and stuff like that, but they were visionaries. Somebody was, at least. There was a bunch of them there, a lot of scientists or psychic abilities. That's what I'm getting from all this. Yeah, and also the land. I don't know if I mentioned this. at all too, but like the land of Israel or the land of the Middle East, it was an activation for Jesus. Was just the energy of the land. He was just it just powers you up, depending on how you are. So you can tune into it. And there was more healers than just him, and people around him. There are others. You feel it definitely. To add to it, Mother Mary. This was in the recording that didn't get recorded. That she was pretty much like a hippie. She was very much a spiritualist. She was into aliens and angels already. She saw stuff already. So having the Jesus kid, either through normal sexual connections or not, whatever it was, probably wasn't normal, but who cares? I don't think it matters at this point. It doesn't matter. But either way, it's so she was like what you call alien starseed, people that are now feel like they're connected to all this. So one moment. Yeah, I feel a lot of yo energy around her, but she was connected to a lot of things. But I feel like it was a lot of yo. At least the connection I'm getting from her now. I feel like she's more Andromedan, but what do I know? But of course, they're saying Palladium, drama. It doesn't matter. We're a mixture of everything. But either way, the templates. So Luxor, yeah, there's a lot of hidden secrets there that won't open up anytime soon. What's in there? I want to be able to survive this recording. So, yeah, the Luxor and the Valley of the Kings. Well, let's put it this way. It was where they were adjusting our DNA. That's one thing they can say. Kind of just, I think they're from what I can feel, they're working on disease that help us be a little bit more immune to it. There are some humans that were very, I don't know, something they absorb too much of it, whatever it might be. They're just strengthening our DNA back during that time. That's always been going on, still happening now. So you can say kind of stagnant. Well, now they're just weaponizing us through chemtrails and everything, and just like fucking just turning us into Swiss cheese right now. So, well, see, now they're drugging our waters, they're doing all this stuff. They're slowing down the awakening, you can say. Doesn't mean they'll stop it. But some people really activate themselves, and the world is not ready for it. Most of this population is just in the, has a parking brake on for various reasons. So you have all these movies and theme parks, whatever it is, that slowly trigger, open up the idea that all these realities are watching are real. So with Egypt, it dialed everything down and shut it all down. Whereas Egypt's a lot older than it is. Egypt also pretty much set the agenda for the world, let's say. There's just more Atlantean energies there. Now, they might have set the agenda, but they didn't stay there. Obviously. I mean, they're there, but, we don't look at Egypt as a big powerhouse right now. It's Israel, mostly Israel, and I think Israel. Well, Britain, but yeah, Egypt isn't always. But yeah, when you see a museum, and I believe there's one in London somewhere, or France. I think there's one in London too. But you have Egyptian stuff everywhere. It's a museum or whatever, mostly museum. Yeah, just giving you Indication is running the show, basically. It's like, hey, look at all our shit. Yeah, guess what? We're running everything too. By the way, I forgot to mention that. Oh, that's very strange. Look at your dollar bill. It's an American dollar bill. Yeah. What's that pyramid doing there? Oh, that's just for looks. We're just a secret society running everything, but no big deal. So it's an activation point. It keeps our minds. Mindset. Let me tell you. I said astral is heavy. It is very, very heavy. I'm hitting into areas that they don't want. Well, I think they're allowing me to do it, as you can see. All right, so and also the Anunnaki's been around more than anything recently. And the Zetas brought that some of that Zeta information, so things are acting up a little bit more than usual. So yeah, because there was a long time I wasn't talking about aliens at all. So not much. So that's about to change. Okay, bring in, I guess, Anunnaki. And we're going to Israel again. But for this one, they wanted to put that out for Luxor in the Valley of the Kings. We're just going to flow with it. There's also, what's it called? Qatar, Yemen. Jeez, they're really hitting me. Okay. I was fine until I got here. Then it all changed. When I answer questions, it's about the same situation. Jeez. So I'm kind of going through like a down and a filter because, they're. All right, we'll just see what we got. What I'm allowed to say. And all right, bring in Anunnaki. And hopefully this goes pretty well. Unlike last time that I was talking to myself. All right, we'll do what we can and see who else is around. Be kind. I'm telling them that. Shit. Okay, all right, here we go. Blessings. Greetings. We are Anunnaki. Greetings to you and your fellow humans. We'll just go by a collective name of. We're not going to mention our name. Okay. Baghdad, Iraq, is one of the most significant parts of your planet. The DNA of the land. Yes, there is alien vibrations there, vortexes all through it. Iraq is kind of like a no man's land. It's okay for people to live there, but there is, a lot of time traveling energies. The Middle East sets the agenda. Many of you go there in astral all the time. So us bringing this through is kind of rough on us, some of us aliens, for even talking about the subject matter in this way. Now, if you're going to go there and go on vacation, talk about what kind of food they have and, how the beach is, that's one thing. But connecting to the psychic energy of the Middle East is a whole nother story. Israel, you can channel the energies, and then, yes, they'll fight back psychically. Not all, no, we're not saying Israeli people, but, the land is very protective of what it is. So they're not going to allow most of the information to come through. But there are guardians there. Psychic guardians, fourth dimensional guardians. It's like, it's like you want to tap into it, and there's a gateway. There's like, who are you again? What are you doing here? Why you want to see what's here? Reason being, there are golden cities there. and higher astral. There is, yes, the world is like a puzzle. You're healing yourself, but also you're figuring this reality out at the same time. A puzzle to crack, like your matrix, you're to crack the matrix, your reality, open it up, change it like a Rubik's Cube. You're to open up the third dimension and to go to new realities. And 5D will come in more clearly. So you're going, yes, into your, yes, you go into yourself and then you activate the earth by just healing your own insecurities, allowing your mind to expand. Remember, we're aliens. We're not Neanderthals sitting around in a cave. We are aware of many universes and other realities, as you're aware, but we live them. And we can go into those places if we wish to, at a fourth dimensional level or fifth dimension. 4 and 5 usually drift together. Because like third and fourth drift together. Of course, you have many other dimensions. It's the same, just yours world's a little bit more dense, that's all. So you're allowing more of an experience to come in. Now, many of your humans will laugh at this type of communication for right now until they get used to it and start living it and feeling the vibration of other universes, other realities, and say, why didn't we not see this before? This is better than, yes, your television. But your television is preparing for that. Notice your television, your phone. What is your television? Notice how you flip through the channels. We can technically do that with dimensions. But within your fourth dimensional, there are many dimensions within the third dimension, many dimensions within the fourth dimension, many dimensions within the fifth dimension. You'd be surprised how many alien beings prefer the fourth and fifth dimension and the higher. Because it doesn't have all the darkness of the third. It does have difficulties, but it's not as lost as your world. Not to say your world is completely lost, but it is more complicated. It is not part of your universe. At least the fourth dimension, you have awareness of the realities around you. But once again, you can see it more clearly. Now, many of you are bringing in clarity, yes. Your Luxor, we believe that what was mentioned is enough. Your Valley of the Kings, a sacred place. A place of, realize there are a lot of Atlantean beings that call themselves Egyptian to teach humanity how to grow, how to basically, like the parent of the human or many powerful Egyptians. Right. Yes, they were alien. Yes. Those statues you see were aliens. Were they that tall? Some of them were. And hidden for great reason. So why those statues are so large? Because some of them were of that height. Much of the skull, obviously, well, we'll give you time to find evidence. Most likely will not be made public anytime soon. So, yes, many Atlantean beings were very big. Not just your Nephilim. So, Egypt, yes, was to set the agenda for your planet. To build a contract for your planet. And then it went to dust, technically. But it showed footprints of the gods, exactly. But humans here are of a godlike energy, of course. But they're out of control at times. But also remember, you're getting a lot of that madness from those that created you. So you had a different way of experiencing it, where you like children, like children of the parents, the children rebel against the parents, and that's pretty much what happened. Not all Atlanteans were, or not all humans were involved with that, but many humans had enough of the parenting from the Atlantean beings. Atlanteans became disconnected from the humans, went dark themselves. So you have a divide on your planet, even now. That was kind of the point. There's constant divides throughout your society. Makes it more difficult, but in some ways that's safer because you have your now you're all migrating to different countries and all that, but many of you were kind of stuck in certain places for a very long time. India was in India, Indians just stayed there. British stayed in British, of course. Rome opened up, but that's in recorded history. There's much history that's not recorded. Many of them just stay in their places for a very long time until they're ready to escape. So, for safety reasons, some were explorers, some wanted to explore all over, but most of society pretty much stayed in one place, as now, technically. So, those of you that like to travel and go places, if you had an incarnation here, you most likely you were one of the few that wanted to branch out. Why? Is because you're used to being in the universe, used to being in space, used to going places. Yes, you can do other worlds too, but it's like I'm on this planet, I'm stuck in this little world called India or Egypt. I want to explore other places. Do what I can on what we have. Many of you want to go off planet because you're used to doing that, especially when times get rough. Just get in a ship and go. Notice how that's not very possible right now. Now it's sort of becoming possible, sort of, because of your space situation, space tourism, where many of you would, yes, rather live on the moon than live on your world. Different is good, yes, no matter the situation. Some are just tired of this planet. And they also, many that want to live out in space are, yes, dying for alien interaction, which is always a possible. It's easier outside your world to get interaction. So if you want to meet an alien, go out into space. We don't give you guarantees, but it's much easier because you're all by yourself. It's like living out in the middle of nowhere. But this is even better. You're out in space and you're off the planet. The quarantine's on the planet, not necessarily in space. So that doesn't mean you're going to have 100 aliens come to you trying to get your autograph, but alien interaction is more likely off planet than on it. So, this is all we have at this time. Blessings.